Have you ever wondered if a small group of really dedicated young people can actually change a community? Well, we're about to see exactly how it's done. Let's dive into the story of a pretty remarkable youth-led organization in Namibia called My Voice in Society.
So, first things first, what is My Voice in Society? It's a youth-led, community-based NGO, and it's operating out of a place called Katima Mulilo in Namibia. Now, the key thing to get here is that this isn't some big, top-down international charity. Nope, this is a real grassroots movement, and it's powered by the very same young people it's trying to serve. And right there, that's their secret weapon.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question. What's their mission? Every great organization has a really clear purpose, a why, that fuels everything they do. So let's unpack the core reasons My Voice in Society even exists in the first place.
Their whole mission really stands on four powerful pillars. First up, they're advocating for basic human rights. Just making sure everyone gets a fair shot. Second, they're working to enhance governance by building up leadership skills in young people, which is absolutely crucial. Third, they're all about empowering their communities with a huge focus on youth and women. And finally, they are not afraid to tackle the big social issues head-on. We're talking gender-based violence, HIV/AIDS, and even climate change.
Look, having a strong mission is great, but it's really just the starting line. The real test, the hard part, is turning all those big goals into actual action. So how in the world does this organization take its vision and make it real on the ground?
Right. Let's get specific. With what are probably pretty limited resources, how does a small, youth-led group actually start making a real difference? What does their day-to-day work even look like?
One of their main strategies is getting out there with direct action campaigns. And a perfect example of this is their work to end gender-based violence, or GBV. They use hashtags like #EndGBV to get people talking, and they turn all that online awareness into real-world conversations and action. This is where their mission stops being just words on a page and becomes a visible movement.
And right here, you can see this super clear line from their mission straight to their initiatives. That #EndGBV campaign, that directly serves their goal of gender equality. Their mentorship programs, that's all about empowering youth and women. The health advocacy work they do provides vital education on things like sexual, reproductive health, and HIV/AIDS. And their environmental work is tackling climate change at the local level. See, nothing is random here. Every single action has a purpose.
This really gets to the heart of their strategy. They don't work in a bubble. They actually bring everyone to the table: government officials, traditional leaders, and of course, young people. They did this at an event with their public relations officer, Staleni Muyunda, at the Zambezi Regional Council auditorium. By doing that, they build this powerful united front. This isn't just about talking. It's about building the consensus you absolutely need to make real, lasting change happen.
So what is it that makes their approach so effective? Let's break down the blueprint for their impact. Because if we can understand this, we can start to see how other communities could maybe do the same thing.
It really boils down to two simple connected ideas. Think of it like this. Their engine is that they're youth-led. It's driven by the passion of young people who know their communities inside and out. And their fuel? That's being community-based. It means their work is always relevant because they're working with local leaders. So the youth provide the energy, and the community provides the grounding. It's a pretty powerful combination. Okay, now you might look at this number, 114 Facebook likes, and think that's it? But I actually think it's the opposite of small. This isn't about going viral. This is the very definition of a grassroots movement. Every single one of those 114 likes represents a real person in that community who's paying attention and is invested in what's happening. It's a foundation, not just some empty metric.
At the end of the day, every campaign, every mentorship program, every single meeting, it all serves this one powerful vision: to drive systemic change by giving a platform to the voices that are so often ignored. It's about fundamentally shifting who gets to speak and, just as importantly, who gets to lead.
The work of My Voice in Society isn't just some feel-good story from Namibia. It's a blueprint, and it leaves all of us with a really powerful question to think about. What could happen in our own communities if we truly empowered young people to take the lead? What kind of change becomes possible when a generation finally, truly finds its voice?